Hey, this is Steve Ceflu, another edition of Lifestyles. And today we're talking about the Slidell Heritage Festival with Mr. Ron Davis. Tell us about it, Ron. You have all the notes.
Absolutely. Well, Steve, we're real excited. This is our 21st year.
And what is your position before we get started?
I'm the site chairman, which means I'm kind of in charge of everything that goes on the day of the event there. So it's
Has it always been at the Heritage Park?
It has since the Heritage Park opened. It used to be when it started, this is our 21st year, when we first started it, it was actually held on the streets of Old Town Slidell.
Really?
And they brought a stage out there, a portable stage, and then when the Heritage Park opened, well, it's got the just tremendous facilities, and so we moved it out there and made it bigger and better, that type of thing. But it used to be literally on the streets of Old Town and Slidell. It was a lot of fun then too, but it's much easier to do it this way now.
So the parking's probably a lot easier.
Absolutely.
So tell us about it. You moved it from the 4th of July because you said if it comes the middle of the week, we have a problem.
Yeah, we found that it's much more successful to do it on a Saturday night. So if the 4th does not fall on a Saturday night, which it doesn't do, but every now and then we'll actually have it on the Saturday before or the Saturday after the 4th, and we found that just people enjoy it better, and they're able to have a little bit better time to do it on a Saturday night. So this year it's Saturday, June the 30th, and although the next, the 4th doesn't fall until the following Wednesday, but we're doing it on Saturday, June the 30th.
Will you have fireworks?
Absolutely. It's a real family-oriented event. We've got bands and all kind of kids activities and great food. We've got probably 13 or 14 food vendors that'll be there.
How's it free?
No, it's not. There is admission. It's $10 admission for adults, and then children from the age of 4 to 12 is $5 for the children. So it is admission.
One thing about it, you can bring chairs, blankets, no outside food or anything?
No coolers or outside food. The thing about the money part of it is that all the proceeds from this goes to, each year we pick 6 local small nonprofits in the Slidell area, and all the proceeds from that are divided between them plus the 2 Rotary clubs, because the Slidell Heritage Foundation was set up 21 years ago by the 2 Rotary clubs that are located in Slidell. And so we got together for one big project like this, and in order to create some money and raise some money for some of these smaller nonprofits.
What nonprofits do you
well, this year we've got 7 of them. It's the Boy Scouts, Cypress District, Bring It Home North Shore, Children's Advocacy Center, the Community Christian Concern, that are known as CCC.
Right.
And then Family Promise of St. Tammany, Exceed, and STEM. That's a neat story in them. It's actually based out of a Girl Scout troop that they've actually created a robotics team.
Really?
And they've been real successful with it, and they won several competitions, and they're heading to California for a big national competition. So they approached us this year, and it's fun because a lot of robotics teams are based out of high schools, but this is actually a Girl Scouts team that's doing this. So that's what Exceed in STEM is. And STEM is STEM, that's science, technology, engineering, and math. So that's the big thing now. And then the last one is the Slidell Police Association, which is a support group for the Slidell Police Department. They do a lot of kids activities, but they also do a lot of support for the Slidell Police Department as well, buying bulletproof vests and equipment and that kind of stuff that's needed. So those are our nonprofits that we picked for this year. Each year we do a process where we have them apply for.
How many applications do you get a year?
We usually get around 20, 25, something like that. So it's
now, can someone who gets funding this year apply next year?
You can apply every year. We kind of sit down and do analysis of it. If we get a whole lot of new applicants, we try to spread the money out a little bit. So there's a chance that you won't get it the next year if we have a lot of applicants. But there's 2 groups here that we do pick every year, one of them being the Boy Scouts, because another thing that these nonprofits do, they actually supply volunteers to work the day of the event, and which we couldn't put the event on without the volunteers. But the Boy Scouts is a tremendous asset for us because they actually do the heavy lifting and moving chairs and tables, but their biggest job is the parking lot, which parking is a big issue out there. So they do a tremendous job on parking every year. Plus the Boy Scouts, it actually benefits several of the local troops. So we pick them every year, and then the Slidell Police Association as well, because of the importance of what they do, and they provide security for us as well. So other than that, we try to rotate different nonprofits in and out. But a lot of these nonprofits are smaller ones that don't have the capacity to be able to do a big fundraiser
Right.
effort for them. So it's we feel like it's a great thing to be able to help these guys
say
out.
if they don't get funding the next year, they come back and help?
Some of them will, yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
that's good. Sponsors, do we need sponsors?
Absolutely, we're always looking for sponsors.
Do you have any sponsors this year?
Yeah, we've got our main sponsors are the city of Slidell, but you've got Slide Memorial Hospital, Auctioner, Rooms to Go, Clico, Ladder and Bloom. That's just some of the sponsors that we've got. This year we've got the New Orleans Advocate, St. Tammany Farmers, one of our main sponsors as well. So we've got a lot of different levels of sponsorship that you can get, but we're always looking for more sponsors. So that's
What's
a
the
big
phone number if they need to get in touch with anybody?
It's 985-788-1078 would be a good phone number.
And what about a website?
It's www.slidelheritagefest.org is our website, and you can get all kind of information about the event itself, and if you wanted to try to become a sponsor, there's links there. If you wanted to have a food business, you wanted to try to get in as far as a food vendor, there's all kind of access to those types
So
of
you
things.
still need food vendors?
We're in real good shape this year. I think we're looking at one or two more, but you know, we're always looking for if it's something new and different. We try not to have the same food with all the vendors, but we try to get something new every year. So
What kind of music we gonna have?
we've got 3 bands, terrific bands booked this year. The 4:30 is going to be the kickoff band, and that's actually out of New Orleans, the New Orleans Mystics, featuring Mike Soulman Baptiste, and they'll get us rolling with a lot of jazz and good stuff. They're a tremendous group. If you've ever seen them, they're a lot of fun to see on that. And then we're excited about the second band that's going to come in. It's called the Seven Bridges. They're from Nashville, Tennessee, and they actually play all Eagles stuff. Now, Eagles still is my favorite band, and they say that you go watch the Seven Bridges band, and that it's like you're at an Eagles concert. So it's really a tremendous group there. We'll have our fireworks at 9 o'clock that night, and we always have a great fireworks display. We do it professionally, and it's a real neat thing that lasts for about 30 or 40 minutes. And,
Wow.
And it's a great thing that you can see from everywhere in Slidell. And then afterwards, we've got Bag of Donuts out of New Orleans. It's going to be our ending band after the fireworks. And they've got a great following, but it's a great opportunity to be able to see a bunch of great bands for this thing too. So
What time does it start?
the festival opens at 4, and it lasts from 4 to 11.
Okay.
Big thing that we're pushing this year, we've been trying to get our children's area pushed up to be a little bit bigger, and we've done that this year. So we've got a lot of real neat activities. The children's area will be open from 4, and then it'll close at 8 o'clock, the children's area. But we've got all kind of
What do we
new
have
rides.
there?
Well, the fire department is going to have the fire truck and their obstacle course, which is a lot of fun. Home Depot has been a great supporter of ours for years, and they'll come out there and do little workshops with the kids where you can build a birdhouse and other woodworking projects. So they'll be out there again this year. We've got ponies and parties, so those folks will be out there with the little ponies that the kids can actually ride on.
Ride 'em?
Yeah, absolutely. That's always a lot of fun.
And all that's free?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Wow.
all that part's free. And that's why it's kind of new to charge a little bit for the kids activities, but that's the kids admission, but that does include a lot of new things. But
Right.
we're also doing a lot of little game type of things where there's going to be prizes and stuff for little hands-on activities and games that the kids can play and have a lot of fun with. And then of course we'll have 3 or 4 spacewalks and water stations and that kind of thing. So
Jeez.
we're trying to expand our kids area and make it fun for the first part of it there, because it's going to be in end of June. It's going to be hot.
It's
but
going to be hot. I was just going to say water things pop.
Yeah.
You ought to have an adult water thing too.
We ought to think about it. I think we won't
telling
keep
you.
anybody off of that big slide, but it should be fun on that. But yeah, we are trying to push the kids' activities this year. So we're trying to build that a little bit bigger and come on out and have a great time with that part of it too.
What other events do y'all do during the year?
Well, there again with the 2 Rotary clubs, we do a lot of community support. Now Rotary, there's 2 Rotary clubs in Slidell.
Right.
You've got the Rotary Club of Slidell, which meets on Friday at noon, and then you've got the Rotary Club of Slidell North Shore that meets on Tuesday for breakfast. And both clubs kind of run independently of each other, but each of us does a lot of community support activities and that type of thing throughout the year, as well as international, that Rotary does international stuff. So a lot of our funding helps on international projects as well. But
Now, if you want to get involved with helping, how can you do that?
you can go to the website and there's space on there where you can look and see where we need it. Most of the actual volunteers of the day of the event is actually scheduled out with our
the Boy Scouts
our
and the
Boy
groups
Scouts and all of
that are getting funding.
Right, but you know, we're always looking for help on that kind of thing. But come on out and have a great time because it's.
Yeah, it looks like look at the. Ooh, wow, you got a bunch of stuff going on here.
Absolutely.
So what? Okay, so it's June 30th.
Correct.
From 4 to 11 at Heritage Park in Slidell, and the admission fee is $10 for adults, $5 for children 4 to 12. Correct. Children 3 and younger are admitted free. And you're going to have bands, food, vendors, a kids area. What else?
Well, after
fireworks.
We'll call it Community City Park, where we've got some artists and that type of things that we have set up out there with some of their selling some of their art pieces and a little bit of jewelry. So we'll probably have probably 10 or 12 folks out there set up doing those kind of things.
Do you need more of those?
I think we're set on that as well.
Okay,
there again, everything is laid out in the park pretty much.
This must take you a year to get this all done.
We work on it throughout the year on that kind of thing.
You take like a weekend off when it's all over and say, okay, we got to meet.
Absolutely. Gotta
You're
breathe.
probably exhausted.
And one note about the money part there again, the city is a tremendous supporter of ours and helps us as far as providing the park and all. But all the funding that comes from this, all the money we raise, does not go to the city. Some people think it's a fundraiser for the city of Slidell, but it's not. Every part of the money that we make that's a profit actually goes to these organizations.
Organizations that you've decided to fund for this year.
And we hope to give away. We typically give away between $40,000 and $50,000 a year. So it's what we're shooting for. Hopefully, the more the better. So that's why we hope folks to keep coming on out there and supporting this, because the money goes to.
All they have to do is bring their wallets, a chair, a blanket, and a family.
Absolutely.
And they have a great time.
It would be a terrific time.
4 to 11, Heritage Park. The 21st Annual Slidell Heritage Festival on June the 30th.
That's the day.
And what's the website again?
www.slidellheritagefest.org.
And you can get all the information on there.
Correct.
Thank you very much.
Steve, thank you very much.
Thank you. Come on anytime.
You bet.
All right, that's a wrap. June 30th, Heritage Park, a Saturday, 4 to 11. Bring the family, you'll have a blast. Literally, because there will be fireworks.